Welcome everybody to a World of Tanks replay. My name is Maxwell and today's replay is from the user Lego Tank 007. That is Lego Tank 007. He's driving the Batchat 25 ton on a standard battle on the steppes. Batchat being a tier 10 medium tank for the French. This one is a little bit of a slow paced game to get started, but it is excellently played by Lego Tank 007, which is why it's being featured. Immediately, Lego Tank just idling in base a little bit until his gun is loaded. The Batchat 25 is very quick. In a tier 10 game, you can definitely get caught a little bit out of position. Even not in a tier 10, well, up against entirely tier 10s, you can get caught out of position. This tank is so quick that if you just boom straight for the enemy, you can generally reach a location where you can be fired upon before your gun's even loaded. So like I said, Lego Tank just idling in base a little bit while his cannon loads. Did have a full clip of shots at that Panther 88. Only landing one of them. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite him. Shooting an entire clip to get one hit on a Panther 88. One good thing about the Batchat that you can do is sort of hang around in the center of the battle and then transition between the two flanks as and when needed. As you can see, because he was still in base around the center area, noticed on the mini-map that they are heavily outnumbered on this left-hand flank. Therefore, he's able to transition across and go and offer some support to the heavies without it taking too long at all. You see, he is reversing into position, and a reason for doing that is so that you can make a very quick escape. It's no good trying to reverse out of harm's way. If you've got your tank already turned around, then you can just suddenly drive out of harm's way. Because let's face it, the front armor of a Batchat is just as good as its rear armor. As you saw there, had a shot at the E100, only did some tracking, which is unfortunate, but he was able to get out of line of fire of the E100 very quickly, thanks to the fact that the front of his tank was still pointed in the direction that he wanted to go. Just sitting and waiting, seeing who else pops up for him to fire at. Looks like the T-110E5, the allied one there, is taking some flak from the artillery. He's now going to focus in on the Waffenträger Panzer IV. Gets a lovely shot there as he ducks behind the rock. 3 artillery pieces aside here for each team. So this one is going to be a little bit of a camp fest. Nobody really wanting to be the first one to take a giant shell to the face. Not much else he can do here. He's decided to transition back to the center and reload his cannon. A little bit unfortunate that he chose that time to reload, as the side of an E100 is exposed there. We're going to try and maybe help out the WZ and the KV4 that are pushing up that right-hand flank. If they can make an inroad and an opening quickly there, they'll be able to push through and then attack the enemy from the rear, which I'm guessing is his plan. His gun's almost reloaded, and there's a T-54E1 in the center here, dueling with the Waffenträger Panzer IV. Has one shot, that one missed unfortunately. He fires a second one, but the artillery... Nope, not the artillery. The Waffenträger Panzer IV takes that out pretty quickly. Now he's going to continue pushing up this flank. Reloads his cannon again. The WZ and the KV4 are squaring off against this IS-7, and IS-7, when he's in a good defensive position, can be very difficult to move, especially for a tier 9 and tier 8 tank. Smashed both his tracks off here. That just gives him a little more time for his gun to be reloaded. Didn't do any damage to himself, so it's all okay. Gonna now move all the way up this right-hand flank. Hopefully the KV4 and the WZ see that he's coming, and they both come with him. Looks like the WZ is not too sure about the KV4. Looks like he's a little bit hesitant, but the Lorraine 40 sees which way the wind's blowing, and he's also moving up on the left-hand side. Hopefully he won't take any damage from camping enemy tanks. Comes over the top, probably going to take one hit from the IS-7. He does indeed, pulls alongside, gets 2 critical hits in a row, which is very unfortunate. Lands his 3rd shot and his 4th. Can he get the 5th? He can indeed, but he has to leave the IS-7 for someone else to take out, as he needs to reload that gun. Looks like there's an E50 and an IS-3 lying in wait as well. but he's able to get away still with 1300 hit points left. Going to spend a little bit of time letting his gun reload. Going to head further into the centre there. Spot one piece of artillery. Hopefully the Allied artillery is looking in this direction thanks to the push. Gun is almost reloaded, but the E50 looks like he'll probably make it over the train tracks in time. He does, but his gun is loaded. The GW Tiger is still alive, and the IS-3 is hiding around the train tracks. GW Panther finally takes out the GW Tiger. IS-3 only has 400 hit points left. Takes a shot from the left from the E50. Wants to try and get rid of this IS-3 as quickly as possible. Takes him out. Now he's going to switch his attention across to this E50. Nope, he's just going to make a run for it. Decides to reload his gun. Going to leave the WZ and the KV-4 to their own devices. Unfortunately for him, the E50 will probably be able to make short work of them, considering that the WZ only has 6 hit points and that KV-4 is not going to be much of a match for the E50. But then again, if you take a look at the mini-map, you can see that the Allied team has been totally steamrolled on that left-hand side now. Artillery should be making a run for it. The Rheinmetall is the only one left covering the base. Now Lego Tank going to drop back in an effort to try and get some eyes on the enemy for the artillery to land shots on. That E50's done the smart thing and dropped all the way back to the other side of the map. Best thing he probably could have done. Lego Tank is fully reloaded. Got 5 shells in the chamber. He's going to be playing this one carefully, as he knows, there we go, somebody is heading up the centre. This Waffenträger Panzer IV lets his gun close all the way in, lands one good shot. Waffenträger stops perfectly behind the rock so that he can't take any more shots. He's going to advance more slowly. He takes some fire from the artillery. There's an E100 moving in. The Rheinmetall in the Batchat 155-55 not going to be much use against the E100. Lego Tank realises that he's got enough time, and he spends the time reloading his gun. That E50 is still backing away. He eliminates the WZ. Unfortunately, Lego Tank's gun isn't loaded, as he had lovely shots on the side of that E50 there. E100 takes a hit. He's probably tracked. It's going to be a chance for Lego Tank to come in now and finish him off. E100 is turning to face him, though. He's got to play this one carefully. Doesn't want to take too much damage. He starts to traverse the wrong way, and he's over-traversed his cannon. Hopefully Lego Tank can take him out with one more shot. He can indeed. Starts his reload immediately, even though there's an AMX 5120 in the top there. Probably should have saved 2 shots for him. As it is, he's going to try and give him the runaround. Batchat 155-55 is done for. His gun is halfway reloaded now. He has the speed and the manoeuvrability to sort of give the 5120 the runaround. Unfortunately, he's got to be careful of artillery, which lands just there. Unfortunately, once he's slid down this rock, he's really got nowhere else to go. He's probably going to take some fire from this 5120. His gun is almost reloaded. The 5120 doesn't quite have the traverse speed to be able to track him fully. One more shot should be enough to take him out. He can. That's kill number 3. But the game is still not in their favour, losing 13 kills to 12. It's Lego Tank himself in his Batchat with the Batchat 155-58 against 2 artillery and that E50 from earlier. Lego Tank makes a run for it. He is reloading his gun. The E50 fires quickly and misses. He's going to try and link up with the artillery and try and defend this location. Artillery shells land, but the Batchat is fast and manoeuvrable. More artillery shells land, but again the Batchat is fast and manoeuvrable. Very difficult to pick out and to pick off. Now he's going to have to start being careful with his shots. He has 7 rounds left. He has an E50 with 1330 hit points and 2 artillery left on the field. He's got to try and keep his artillery friend alive, because he's going to be the one that does most of the damage. Although he is taking fire now, has been spotted. For some reason he didn't make a run for it. Going to focus in on this E50. Lands one good shot. Can he fire into the fog of war? Well, he does. And then decides to back off and reload that gun. The Batchat 155-58 gets out of there with, how many was that? 41 hit points left. Not looking good for him. Going to speed this one up a little bit until the cannon of the Batchat is reloaded. He decides to make a run for it. Knows that the E50 was going to be coming in from the other side. Tries to outmaneuver him. He takes a couple of big hits there. Loses his commander and gets hit by the artillery. But 2 shots should be all he requires to take out the E50. Take him out he does. He's got 3 shots in the chamber, which is all of his shells. And we've got to hope that he has the alpha damage to be able to take out both of these artillery pieces. Not been spotted yet except the Hummel, so they're almost certainly going to be on full health. He does have the alpha damage to be able to eliminate the Hummel in a single shot. You see his average damage is 390, so he technically has enough damage to take out both of these artillery. The only thing he doesn't have is enough shells to be able to miss. So he has to land all 3 shots, 1 on the Hummel and 2 on the Batchat 58. If he messes up any of them, this is going to be a terrible end to an awesome game. Finds the Hummel. Is he going to fire on the move? Like I said, he can't afford to miss. He fires without being fully aimed. That was a little bit of a risk, but the risk pays off as the Hummel was traversing into his direction. He couldn't afford the Hummel to pull off a lucky shotgun and take him out. Batchat 15558 shell lands. Second one lands right on top of him, but it looks like that one isn't quite enough to take him out. He's left with 100 hit points. Track gets fixed very, very quickly there. And it looks like the 58 is either out of shells or decided not to fire that last shot. He has 100 hit points left. 2 shells in the chamber. He can't afford to mess this one up at all. He's going to go on the hunt for the last remaining artillery piece. We're going to speed this one up because it is a little bit of a long hunt. Has a look up the side. He's nowhere to be seen. Decides to switch across to the other side of the map, trying to cover as much ground as he can. There's only 1.5 minutes left on the clock. The Batchat is quick, but even as quick as it is, it's quite a big ask to get it to cover all of the map, all 1,000 by 1,000 meters. Still not spotted the Batchat 58 anywhere. Looks like he's pretty content to hide. He's going to head to the center of the map. You can see there's only 20 seconds left on the clock now. He gets spotted, so he knows the 58 is around here somewhere, trying to find him. He's got to be in this location. He's all the way in the north there. 326 points of damage. He has his shot. It's only a critical, and the splash is enough to take out his tracks, and that is it. GG and the victory. So absolutely awesome. Awesome game played there by Lego Tank 007. Right at the end, the Batchat focuses, has his shot, but as you can see, only the splash damage only did less than 20 points of damage. And Lego Tank got a 0 damage critical for his first shot, but his second one found the target. If he'd been on full health there, he'd probably have to come in for some kind of ram, and then it would have been a draw. But as it is, he picks up the victory, 6,200 points of damage, 6 kills, and a well-deserved win for Lego Tank 007. So awesome replay from you. Thank you very much for sending that one in. Don't forget, guys, if you've got yourself a great replay, send that into replay@screenreality.com. Link for that is in the description. Just attach the replay file itself or the link to the What Replay website to the email, and I can check that one out for you. And don't forget, if you enjoyed this video, you found it useful, informative, you learned something, or you just enjoyed it, think about hitting that subscribe button, because there's a lot more World of Tanks content on this channel. I've been Maxwell, this has been a World of Tanks replay, and I'll catch you guys next time.